Good day, future teachers. So, for today, we're going to present the challenges that teachers face in the current normal education system. But before that, let me introduce to you the objectives of this presentation. First of all, you are expected to be able to plan on how to deliver your lessons effectively. Second, to be familiarized with some technological application. And lastly, to be able to show and master basic skills for teaching in an online distance learning setup.
Challenges of teachers in the new normal. First, we have here the difficulty in teaching the learners. As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, students are studying their lessons or modules on their own for the majority of the time, which makes it impossible for the teachers to know if the students are truly learning and comprehending the lessons. So we have here our recommendations for this problem. So first of all, the teacher must identify the problem by observing student behavior during class discussions. Also, the teacher must not make the discussion longer than 1 hour. The teacher must also provide handouts so that the students can also get a clear overview of the lesson. The teacher must also not give lengthy modules so that the students will really read it. Lastly, the teacher must also make sure that he or she knows everything about the lesson to avoid confusion in the part of the students and for the time to be used efficiently. Next, we have here the different preparation. Preparing for a lesson under the new normal education system is far more difficult than it was previously. So we have here our recommendations. So first of all, teachers must plan out the lesson ahead of time. They must prepare the materials for learning and they must also be knowledgeable about the technology they will be using. Planning lessons ahead of time means that the teacher is fully prepared to teach new concepts and lead meaningful discussions. Without a lesson plan, students can quickly lose focus and teachers may be left scrambling, thinking of what to do next. It is like producing a show for each day and utilizing each minute with the students to get to the most out of it in a limited time period.
So let's move on to the third challenge of teacher in the new normal, which is the digital divide. So ICT is an important factor in conducting the online distance learning. However, most teachers are not digitally literate or technology oriented. So our group recommend that teachers should be discover, search, and explore the internet on how to utilize such technology in the teaching learning process. So teachers need to be open for change. Teachers are engaged in never-ending learning, thus teachers should be open to new things which would help them grow. An effective teacher can adjust, change, and modify teaching methods depending on the student's need, availability of resources, and context of environment. So despite of these challenges that teachers have encountered, the students become their motivation to continue their passion for teaching. Besides, because of the students spend most of their time in school, they tend to be their second parents. So consequently, the experiences they had with them enables them to build a strong relationship with their students.
So, moving on, I'm going to discuss about the difficulties in engaging students in a virtual classroom. So, first of all, we have here the lack of access to technology. So when students do not have the means such as gadgets and internet, it is hard for them to be engaged in their online discussions. And we know how important technology is in today's education system. So kapag wala yung mga students ng ganito, mahihirapan silang mag-engage sa kanilang mga virtual meetings or synchronous meetings and as well as sa mag-comply sa kanilang mga requirements. So, ang una naming recommendation dito is to record your lectures. Record your lectures kasi hindi naman pwede na i-stream mo lang, hindi ka magpo-provide ng recorded para sa mga students na hindi makaka-attend kasi kailangan din yon para kung gusto ng mga students mo na balikan yung lecture mo that day, or balikan yung mga hindi nila naintindihan, and mag-take down notes na rin as well. And second is to provide modules. Alam naman natin na ito yung isa sa mga responsibilities talaga ng isang teacher, yung mag-provide ng modules. But be sure na yung ipro-provide natin ng modules ay hindi lang pinasa natin, or hindi lang yung kinopya natin sa internet tapos ibibigay na natin sa mga students natin as it is. I-try din natin na i-simplify or i-akma sa level of understanding ng mga students yung module na gagawin or ibibigay natin sa kanila. Kasi most of the students ngayon, di ba, nag-aaral na lang sila all by themselves kung hindi available yung mga parents nila or guardians nila na magtuturo sa kanila. So, ayun, iakma natin sa level of understanding ng mga students yung mga ibibigay natin na modules. And second is the difficulty in concentrating. So, since students are only learning in the comfort of their homes and not in an actual classroom, it is hard for them to concentrate in participating or even to listen to discussions, because factors such as their physical environment can affect their concentration and their focus. So, ang una-unang recommendation dito is first is to ask them to open their cameras during synchronous meetings for us to be able to monitor what they are doing while we are delivering our discussion. And one way to engage them na i-open yung camera nila is na gawin din natin yun, to always open our cameras when we are delivering our lesson. Kasi sabi nga nila, diba, sometimes you lead not by your words but by example. The second recommendation is to provide interactive activities. So, hindi naman pwede na sa buong time na yon or scheduled ng klase ay nagdi-discuss ka lang, kasi yung ibang students naboboring, konti lang yung or short lang yung attention span nila. So, ang gawin mo, maglagay ka ng mga interactive activities in between the discussions. So, meron dito nakalagay na Mentimeter. It's a site where you can make interactive quizzes para hindi masyadong maboring yung mga students na as in pure na discussion lang. Pero wag naman to the point na puro interactive activities na lang, or masyadong na-overpower na ng interactive activities yung purpose talaga, which is yung matuto sila or maintindihan nila yung new topic or yung new lesson. And yung third is to make the discussion exciting. So, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, yung magsisingit ka ng mga interactive activities para medyo exciting naman. So, one way din ng maging exciting yung discussion is by setting the tone sa umpisa pa lang ng pag-introduce mo ng topic. Kasi baka naman yung unang-una pa lang, yung introduction pa lang ng bagong topic ay boring na yung pagsasalita mo, ganyan. Una-una pa lang, hindi na makikinig sa'yo yung students, mawawalan na sila ng interest. And lastly, make your PowerPoint presentation attractive. Hindi naman yung attractive to the point na dun na nakatuon yung attention ng mga students and hindi na doon sa lesson. So, i-make sure lang natin na yung text na babasa ng mga students, yung color ng PowerPoint hindi masakit sa mata, and yung mga images, ganyan, na kung sakaling maglalagay man tayo ay clear. So, bakit ba kailangan natin i-consider yung PowerPoint natin? Syempre kasi 'di ba wala na ngayon yung mga blackboards, projectors, ganyan. So, yung mga ginagamit natin mostly ngayon is PowerPoint presentation. So, kailangan natin na i-make sure na okay yung ginagamit natin na PowerPoint presentation para makadagdag doon sa parang engaging and makuha natin yung interest ng students natin. So, yung mga nilagay ko dito ay makakatulong na sa paggawa ng mga PowerPoints, such as yung Slides Go and Slides Carnival. Ayan, mga ready-to-made na PowerPoint templates, pwede tayong kumuha dyan. Yung colors naman, it's a color palette generator. So, kapag gusto mong gumawa ng sarili mong template. And yung noun project naman is yung pag kailangan mo ng mga logos or icons, ganyan, for your PowerPoint. So, that's all for my part for my part, for the last difficulties in engaging students in a virtual classroom, it will be discussed by my other groupmate. Yan lang. Thank you.
Final difficulty in engaging students in a virtual classroom is difficulty in managing time. For most students, the structure of a physical classroom promotes time management skills. In a virtual classroom though, procrastination becomes much easier. I believe that this type of classroom setup is one of the most convenient, but it does require the skill to manage one's time. Recommendation. Number 1. Monitor them while doing their activities. It is recommended that they, the students, be monitored while carrying out their activities. Canvas is a great tool since it monitors the learner's activity while giving it a time limit. Number 2. Motivate your students. Giving motivation is a basic yet very effective method for boosting a student's performance. It motivates them to improve in many aspects of their lives, not just time management.